Yeah, no, he's gotten increasingly better at dad magic.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm sure. I'm sure he
in
has.
in the
In the
years
years.
since.
You know what was also magic was this show and also getting to watch a bulk of it with you.
It's true because I came down to Texas and I still had like 5 episodes left,
Yes. And I was ready to watch it again.
and it was great. I'm in love with Love Story,
You're in love
and I'm
with Love
ready to
Story?
brief. I'm ready to
Like
to brief it
Calvin, are
up.
you ready to Calvin Klein brief it?
And yeah, I'm ready to pull down that. What is it called? What are those little like lines called on the abdomen?
Oh, I call them hot.
There's
I thought I wasn't going to have to edit this one. I could just quickly throw it up.
You can cut out that.
Yeah, I just call them
But yeah,
hotlines. But the people
hotlines.
watching it can see.
What else they're called?
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you brief it?
Okay, let me count down. 1, 2, 3. Hi, I'm Maggie,
And I'm Amanda.
and we're sisters in law.
We started with Suits and then began scheming.
If you love TV, check out what's streaming.
It's only show fans. Only show fans. It's only show fans. Only show fans.
What's more iconic? What's more classic than JFK Jr. and Carolyn Besset Kennedy? I think the answer on all of our hearts is nothing. Nothing compares to this duo from the 90s, except for maybe 90s fashion, which also was featured prominently in FX's Love Story. Some might call this show melodramatic. Some might call this show over the top. I call this show the cherry on top of my Sunday evening streaming. I loved it. I think you would love it. And I think that all the hot takes about it being too much or not talked about with the family or whatever criticisms can take a back seat in this love ride. 10 out of 10 planes.
Okay. Well, you did
I'm
it.
not as good at an improvised brief. I need to be back writing them down. But this show was very good and very well written down.
It was
in
very
my
well
opinion.
written down. I think I'm mildly obsessed with this show because it was very nostalgic for me. Before we get into it, though, let's ask a couple of the hard-hitting questions, which were, what did you know about it going in to the show, and did you like it?
Okay. I know it was Ryan Murphy, who also did Only Suits fans or Only Show fans show favorite All's Fair by Kim Kardashian West. Or Kim Kardashian. Oh my God, what is going on with my mouth today? I keep saying the wrong things. Kim Kardashian and Ryan Murphy. So I knew that. And Naomi Watts is in it, which is a nice little callback to All's Fair, which I know we all love. And I knew that it had some people talking and people trying to dress like her again, Carolyn Besset, and people really, really yapping about it. I also saw like people who are close to the family, like Carol Radziwill, kind of saying, oh, this is kind of not true. So I knew like some things were going to be artistic interpretation of events.
Okay.
But I felt like the spirit of those events rings true.
Did you like it?
Yeah,
I mean, you already
I
said
did
that in
like
the
it.
brief. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
How about you? Would you know?
I knew all of that stuff, I think, that you said. I didn't know about people close to the family. I hadn't done the research on the actual show. I am just a smidge older than you, Maggie. And most of the time that does not impact our incredible relationship. But sometimes when we're throwing it back to a different decade, that difference, we were 10 years apart, right? We were 10 years apart. 10 years is
Yeah.
a huge difference when it comes to that era. And this was the it couple that like we wanted to be and that we tried to dress like. And I remember them being in the news all of the time. I mean, they were always in the news. So I feel like whatever they got wrong about this show, they got right in that era or in that space of making sure they were always in the news. It was also incredibly nostalgic because of the fashion and the music and the smoking and just like all of it was all so, because they were just a few years ahead, right? Not a few. I
Right.
mean, they were essentially like 10 years ahead of me, 10 or 12 years ahead of me. So that's not true. I think they would be 60 right now. I am not 50. Let me make sure the listeners know that I am not 50 years old. So they were more than 10 years ahead of me. But anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also knew about, not from the show, but I knew that my mom really loved JFK Jr. and she also really loved Carolyn and her style.
Yes.
In fact, when I was I think I was in elementary school when they got married, and my mom cut out her dress and was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the wedding dress she should have," which I did not know, and I did not pick a dress like that.
You didn't.
But
Nothing like
great, no, but I should have, because now I'm like, dang, that's a really good dress.
that. Yeah.
That's a classic dress.
It's a very classic dress.
I also knew when they died on the plane that it was right before my 7th grade year, because my social studies teacher had the cover of Time with him on it, on the bulletin board, about history, what history in the now. And boy, was he right. Mr. Kilbourne was right. That is history, because now there's a whole TV show about it.
I don't even know where to start because, man, I miss him so much. I mean, that could be our president right there. I think I did say in one episode, that's my president. Because,
Gosh, can you imagine?
yeah, I think he would have been our president either now or had already been. You know?
He, even though in the show they talk about her not wanting him to do that, obviously he would do that.
Yeah, he would do it.
And she would obviously be okay with it.
Yes.
Because, of course, he's going to be president.
Yes.
We never got to live that timeline.
No, but I like to
That
think
was
about
stolen from us.
it. Feels like fan fiction waiting to happen.
What would it be like? I would vote for him. I don't even know what he'd be running on. I'd vote for him.
I think, it's very much a Democratic ticket, I think, for him.
Yeah, but then you look at his cousin,
I know.
and you don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know what side quest he would go on, but I think no matter what side quest he would be on, I would be on it too.
Really?
I'd be on a little jet ski around Martha's Vineyard on whatever quest he was on. I'd be like, that's me. That's my president.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, you know what? We're saying no to indoor plumbing. And I'd be like, yeah, it's overrated. I don't know. Something that would be horrible. I'd still be like,
You'd still
that's
be-
it.
yeah.
That's my guy.
That's your guy.
That hair. His hair.
The actor who played JFK Jr. literally looks like they dug him out of the grave and brought him back to life. There has never been, I can't name an actor who is playing just doing historical fiction like this. Name an actor who looks more like the actual dead person than
I
in the
can't.
show. I can't either.
I can't. They must have swum out into the Atlantic Ocean, collected all the cremation,
All the ashes.
put it in a clone machine, right?
Like a ninja
and
bullet.
then, and they did it immediately, right? Because the actor who played him probably was born. No, he was probably born before he died.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, they did something with a ninja bullet. They got him all zhuzhed up. They birthed JFK Jr.
Yes. Truly,
And that's how they got this actor.
it was
Hollywood will never be the same.
It was almost unbelievable to watch sometimes how accurate it was. She did not look as much like Carolyn Besset, I don't think, as he looked like JFK Jr. She was still fantastic. She was so good.
Great acting. Yes.
She almost
And
had her,
have you
she had
seen
her-
her as a brunette?
Yes,
Totally different person.
I know. You said that. You're like, this is goes to show what a little color can do, right?
Yeah. Like that color. Do you get those Instagram reels where it tells you, what's your color? Are you a gold or a silver, a warm or a cool?
I think
Do you get those?
Yeah, but I think I'm universal, so it doesn't really matter.
You're timeless, you're classic. But also, have you ever held up 5 different shades of green to see which color is your color?
No, should we do that right now?
Yeah, we should. You know what I saw someone do? They just went to like Lowe's in front of all the paint samples, and they just walked in front of them until someone was like, "That's it. That color looks good on you."
What are you? Are you warm or cool?
I don't know because I've not had someone actually do it, and I always get it wrong. Like every time there's a reel, it's like, pick which green is my green. And then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm always like, oh, definitely that one. And then I look at the comments and it's like, not that.
Oh,
And
when you're
everyone
trying to
agrees.
assess it for somebody else?
Yes, like I can't assess it. I
Okay.
can't do it. I
Okay.
can't.
We'll do that on another pod.
know.
We'll do a special edition.
Special edition color analysis.
Color analysis. Yeah. Okay. So a couple of things that, again, I said that what was nostalgic for me was the fashion. Calvin Klein was so big. CK1 was like my scent. So
Your scent?
yeah, it was I wore it all the time. Like I had the big bottle of it. And anyways, so I loved Calvin Klein, those ads, like all of that is very nostalgic for me. The dressing like that, very nostalgic. There was this one time where they're in the apartment and they end up like jumping and dancing around and she's wearing a sweatshirt and then she has her t-shirt hanging out of it. And that is such a look. And that got me to the core. The sweatshirt with the t-shirt hanging out. We used to do that all the time. And so that is actually how I'll be dressing come fall. Just want everybody
Yes.
to know. I'm going to go ahead and bring
Yes.
that back. And I don't think it's like I'm copying them because I did this. Like if I could find a throwaway camera picture of me because we didn't really have digital back then, I promise you, we're all lined up in the front of the sorority house wearing our sweatshirts with a t-shirt hanging out of it. But kind of
Yes.
evenly too, like it looked like it was thrown on, but like your t-shirt had to be longer than your sweatshirt.
And the t-shirt flat or the t-shirt ruffled?
Well, it's not ruffled, but like we wore crunchy tees. So I'm wearing like a looser fit today in honor of crunchy tee. Like I hate a baby tee. And I think baby tees are so stupid. And so literally we'll fight somebody over the idea that we even came up with baby tees for women. We're grown ass women tees. Okay. So I'm wearing like a looser vintage cut tee and what I also like to call a crunchy tee. And I used to tell you this back in the day at UCH that I always loved a crunchy tee because it felt a little more structured and polished,
Yeah. And then when you throw your sweatshirt over it, it's got some
It's got a
some
little-
some personality.
Personality at the bottom, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Like a bed skirt.
It is like a bed skirt, but not like a ruffled cottage core bed skirt.
No.
It's like, look
No.
at this bed skirt just hanging out doing its thing, kind of unbothered. Like she was.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciated how like kind of messy and yet still sleek she was, She wasn't like putting on a bunch of makeup.
Right.
She wasn't getting her hair all done. Her hair was just always in a pony or down,
She had
and she just had this thick
Fantastic hair.
hair. Yeah. That was something Carol Radziwill said. She was like, a lot of people are saying, oh, she would totally would have been like a clean girl influencer. And she goes, she absolutely would not have been a clean girl influencer. She wore her hair up because she did not want to wash it. Like she was just effortlessly cool and beautiful and like bohemian in a way that was also so
So
classic with the
chic.
Calvin Klein and so chic. Like only she can pull that off.
Well, I'm going to try.
And us.
Yes.
I wasn't done. Only she and us
Yes.
can pull that off.
Yes.
That was the rest of what I was going to say.
Stunning.
Here's a depo for you. They were such an iconic couple. A couple years before it, there was Diana, who was like this it girl, right? And that had been the wedding to watch. I don't think that there's anyone like that.
We've talked
Like
about
there's
that.
there's no eligible bachelor like JFK Jr.
No.
Who? No one.
There's not right now. There really isn't.
Like no one is no one has America's hearts and minds
I don't think so.
like him.
I don't think they do.
There isn't one.
There isn't one, which is interesting.
But if you were to pick one celebrity that you think you would love a story with, you would let him swoop you into his crazy paparazzi life.
Can he be
Gotta be
married?
on all the time. Yeah, let's say in this fantasy, he can be divorced, he can be single, whatever. It's yours. Yours for the picking.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
Isn't he
You
just
kind of
the
got an Ava.
best?
Yeah, you have like an Ava Mendez look.
You know what? I've been told that by you just now.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's so sweet.
Ryan Gosling.
Mouseketeer.
And so funny and so great and gracious and very supportive of women and just, yeah.
He was in Barbie, for goodness sake.
Yeah. And he was just Ken.
He's just Ken.
Yeah.
And he's good with that.
Yeah.
Excellent choice.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, he's kind of like a Dallas celebrity. A lot of people know him, but he's not like super A-list, but Kyle Austin.
Oh, okay. I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Heard
Yeah,
of him. but-
very funny.
Yeah.
Very handsome. That would be
Okay.
my number one.
Okay. All right. That's a
Yeah.
good, safe answer because we do know he listens every week.
That would be my answer, even if he didn't. But I love you, babe.
How would you feel being swept into royalty with me if I was marrying Ryan Gosling? How would you guys handle this?
I would love it.
Okay.
I would love it.
Okay.
Because I'd just be like, when like Kate Middleton and William got married and then it was just Pippa, her sister. She just like pops in a nice outfit and then everyone's like, wow, we love the sister-in-law. Like wow.
Yeah.
And then pops out and gets to live her life. Honestly,
I'd be doing the heavy lifting for you. And you get to,
and
you just
as
you're
you
like-
do,
and you're like, just,
as you do anyways.
you're like, just show me the coattails. I'm gonna hop right on and just ride those coattails.
I would be so good at riding coattails.
I think you would. You'd be really great at it.
I am so good at riding coattails.
What are you talking
I'm like
about?
a surfer. I'm like a professional coattail surfer.
Coattail surfer.
No, that would be an ideal role for me.
Yeah.
That would be so good, Amanda. Amanda.
Okay. You already gave me one thing I needed to be manifesting. I'll add this to the list.
For our listeners, Amanda's a very good manifester, and so I've decided that when I have something I need to happen, I'm giving it to her to do it
Yeah.
because
But I can't just do
some things
this
need
for
to happen.
everybody all the time. Like I have to really be intentional. And I also I can't have to I'm not able to manifest for others if I also don't believe that it should happen for them too.
Yeah. And I haven't asked for like something specifically for me. I just benefit from the things that I am requesting for you.
That's true. That is true.
So add it to the list.
Yep.
Your morning meditations.
My morning meditations. Maggie, there was a big thing that happened in this, a lot of things that happened. And we started to talk about it, but I said, let's say before the podcast. And it was her watching when Diana was killed. And that
Yes.
hit home for her because we actually haven't even done a summary of this, but this is all, like, this isn't a new plot.
Everyone
This is the
knows.
story.
Yeah. Except for, everyone knows except for Laura, who we went out to dinner with, my friend from Austin.
Yes.
She goes, oh, yeah, I haven't watched that yet. What's she up to these days? And I was like, who? And she said, Carolyn.
And she did not show she had died. Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun moment. And sad.
Okay, I'm sorry. So spoilers, this is all history, so you should know it.
Yeah, and Carolyn is very upset by this. Obviously, everybody was upset by this.
Everyone.
She was it was really hitting her, I think, a little bit different because they were just in the height of the paparazzi on them 24/7. I mean, they show a scene where they're on top of their car and they're trying to leave and they can't drive away to go have brunch because there are people on the windshield and on the dash. Like this is, or on the hood of the car. And
Yeah.
she was more private and like reserved and didn't really want to be in the spotlight 24/7 as portrayed in the show. So when this happened, she said, they did this. The paparazzi did this because that was all like a paparazzi chase. How that car wreck happened. And then JFK Jr. says, somebody's about to have to wake up and tell those kids tomorrow before they see it on the news that their mother passed away, which was a little reminiscent of him, but he was 3 when his father was shot here in
Yeah.
Dallas, of all places. And he doesn't really remember that. So that's not a vivid memory. He just remembers what people have told him and what he's seen in the media. So it's a really interesting moment. And then she's just really like wrapped up in it. So I guess my question is, do you remember where you were when you found out Princess Diana had died?
Yeah, I do,
Okay.
because I had gone down to my neighbor down the street's house,
Mm-hmm.
and her stepdad was from England,
Okay.
and he was like a 6'4", big, tall guy, and he was sitting in the den crying,
Okay.
watching
At night on
watching all of
on a
it.
Saturday night.
No, so I guess it was Sunday morning then when I went over,
Okay.
because time change, you know.
Yeah, well, it was like late Saturday night when I found out, I think.
Well, because where were you?
Middle of the night.
Why
Well,
were you awake at the middle of the night?
well, I was a little older. August 31st, 1997. Princess Diana passes away. I pledge Kappa Kappa Gamma. I'm having a grand old time, and I'm out on the town. I was underage drinking, so no, my parents don't listen to this podcast, so they'll never find out. But I did some.
But the police.
Yeah, the police will come back. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on that from 1997. I just told you guys how old I was. Freshman in college, but I started college when I was 12. And I'm a regular Doogie Howser over here.
Amazing, you also made the cut for a sorority when you were a 12-year-old.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
That's how
They didn't care.
sophisticated you were in a suit, so it was kind of.
They did say, we're going to treat you like we do all our other pledges. So
Yeah.
we had a good time that night. And in order to kind of soak up some of that underage drinking that I had done, we went to Taco Cabana. And we went inside because that's where you could get like extra pico and salsa like for free, because they would never give you enough through the drive-thru. I'm learning all this for the first time because I'm like new to school, okay? So I'm like learning all of these
Yeah.
things.
All the hacks.
And I was all of a sudden kind of tired. And so I just needed to take a nap. And I just curled up on a picnic table outside on the patio at Taco Cabana and took a little nap. Now, my friends didn't leave me, but that people were walking around me was not a big deal. And I was not on the bench. I was on top of the table,
Yeah.
closely
It's more
cuddling
comfortable.
that pico de gallo, as you would. And then somebody came and woke me up because they were crying. And I like did this whole like, what, where am I? And they had a huge TV at Taco Cabana out on the patio, but it was one of those like in a stand type TVs. It was a big screen, but it was on a big base. It wasn't a flat screen, which is also very similar to the first TV I ordered for like my first big girl apartment. And it was like huge and thick and could barely get through the door. So it was one of those huge TVs out in the patio. And then we all stood up in our little pledge outfits and cried and watched that. And I mean, I think we were crying, but also like we were starting to get a hangover. So I think it was a lot of things that were happening. And that's
Yeah.
where I was when I found out Princess Diana passed away.
What a mood killer.
Right? I was wearing khakis, which I feel like are very Carolyn Besset-ish too, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, wow. That's so like good to you'll always remember that. But also were you kind of like, gosh, of all the nights, I just learned that there's extra pico de gallo in Taco Cabana.
No, I
I'm
knew
wearing
I
my
could go
nice
back.
khakis.
I knew I could
you
come.
know?
I could come back to Taco Cabana.
You weren't. Yeah. The next year when the other pledges were coming, were you nervous that a world disaster would happen or like a
Didn't
big
think twice
event?
about it. Didn't think twice about it.
Not even at all.
No, I wasn't into manifesting, so I wasn't really worried about it.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is 7th grade is where my high school teacher had the JFK Jr. after the plane crash picture up in his room. The next year I was in 8th grade, and that's when 9/11 happened.
No.
2 years in a row.
Oh. Did they? I thought they died in 1999.
Did he have it up from 2 years later?
Yeah, let me look.
Google it.
I'm pretty sure it
Google
was
it.
when did?
They died in the 90s. They never made it to the millennia?
They didn't have it. Oh gosh.
But I remember George magazine because my parents got it.
Yeah.
So I feel like George.
July 16th,
99?
1999.
So he just had that cover up for 2 years. He didn't update his bulletin board.
It's on a teacher's budget, Maggie. What do you expect?
Kilborn, I take back any praise I gave for you just now. You should have. There should have been some event happening.
There could have been other
in
things. You just
2000.
remember that one.
Yeah.
That was
Huh.
the big one.
That was a big one. I guess it was big even a year later. You know?
Yeah. A couple of things I want to talk about. What did you think about Calvin Klein?
I thought it was probably a pretty accurate portrayal of him. I mean, I don't know the man, but I feel like the way that they portrayed him was like really willing to give people a hand, but also really hyper controlling and very specific about what he wanted. It seems like that is Devil Wears Prada boss from the 90s.
Yeah.
That's
Miranda Priestley.
I mean, yeah, you know, like that's just the vibe that I got,
Yeah.
and that seems like what he would be like.
Yeah.
What'd you think? You liked him?
I loved him. I thought he was great. I mean, the character, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would want to work for him, but I thought that the character was done really well. I liked. I also thought that the girl who played Caroline did a really good job.
I thought so too. A lot of Caroline Carols.
Yes.
Carolines.
And then we
lot,
need to talk about Naomi Watts as Jackie.
Okay. Before we talk about Naomi Watts as Jackie, because we do need to talk about Naomi Watts as Jackie, I just want to come back to the magazine George because I feel like that was ahead of its time.
Yeah,
Maybe not
it's like
necessarily as a magazine, but the concept of pop culture and politics merging and like making politics something that people want to talk about and are engaging in.
Oh, you mean like
as
now?
like entertainment? Yeah.
Yeah. It almost became an edutainment magazine. Could have been.
Yes. Yeah. And everyone was kind of knocking it in the show. They were talking about like, oh, no one's ever going to want to do that. Who wants to talk about that? And then now I feel like that's all people talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like that's the magazine version of like My So-Called Life, which was a TV show that I feel like was also ahead of its time.
Which I didn't watch.
Yeah. Only one season. One of the best shows that ever happened. My So-Called Life. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll watch it sometime.
Yeah.
Throw it back.
Yeah. We should.
Throw it back.
Throw it back.
Yeah.
Right, now we'll talk about.
Well, you said your
Naomi
parents.
Watts.
You said your parents subscribed to George.
George. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that was pretty like the Reith family, my dad's side of the family. I think politics has always been entertainment for them.
Okay.
You know, so very, very like even the dinner table where like the matriarch is like pitching questions
yeah.
about what's going on.
Ethel Kennedy.
I was like, oh, it just feels like some weird game that my uncles would play.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. That was an intense dinner. The first time
That was
Carolyn
an
goes to
intense
meet all the
dinner.
family, and Ethel Kennedy, who is now the matriarch of the family since Jackie had died, really like. And somebody had said before, make sure you're up to date on current events and politics, and she was drilling down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting because the Kennedys just had so many, like churned out so many politicians.
Yes, and
Right.
they also had so much tragedy in their lives.
Also churned out so much tragedy. Also like so much controversy. And it's got to be hard to be in a family that big. I wonder if part of it is they were just such a big family, you know, so many of them and so much money too, that like there's going to be a lot of things that happen when you have that many people in your life and the eyes are on you. So it's just everything's magnified.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, should we now talk about Naomi Watts?
Yeah, we should talk
as
about Naomi Watts.
Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis?
Absolutely.
Okay. She's not American.
That's fair. She's not. That's a true statement.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
It was a little rich for me.
It was a little rich for me. Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a little much. Mm-hmm. It was a little much. The smoking and dancing to Camelot was a little much.
Yeah.
The portrayal, but I guess Jackie Kennedy did kind of sound like that.
Yeah, still a little much though.
Just a little much. Tone it down a little bit. This is made for TV.
I think we were at an 11 and we needed to bring it back down to an 8 because I think Jackie was a lot, but still a little bit demure sometimes. And I wasn't completely getting that from her. So,
Yeah. 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 I don't fault her. Again, Naomi Watts is not from America, so hard to play
It is hard to play.
America's Widow.
it is hard to play America's Widow, for sure.
When you're not from, like, it's like even you're a great actor and you have incredible skills, but like this is a role that really, it's like Natalie Portman did it, you know, and like that's kind of how it's got to be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mean to ruffle any eagle feathers, but
I think it's fine.
it's just got to be that way.
Yeah. It was a lot, but I think we got through it, you know?
Yeah. That was honestly maybe the only blip for me.
Yeah. What did you think?
Everything else
Everything
I
you
loved.
What did you think about all the smoking?
That was the 90s for me. Not that I was smoking in my primary years, but all the grown-ups around me smoked.
Yes.
Every
And
adult I knew
everybody
smoked.
smoked, and they smoked everywhere.
Everywhere.
And that was a reminder for
Everywhere.
me that like everybody smoked and everybody smoked everywhere when I watched that show.
Yeah. I mean, I think that in my 5th grade math teacher's classroom, they had like outlawed that teachers can't smoke in the classroom when I was in elementary school. But there was still like ceiling tiles that had smoke, like the yellowed tar
Yeah.
from cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
So at one point, she had been in her room smoking so much at her desk that the ceiling tiles were displaying tar.
That's so wild. And it's so gross.
Such a different time. I mean, it was like you could smoke in restaurants.
Yeah.
You could smoke at a preschool, probably. You could be like outside a preschool just smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we opened DCH, you could still smoke inside, and we made the decision not to let people smoke inside. We would sometimes smoke when it shut down. People would have some cigarettes afterwards, like if it was closed, but like we didn't make it smoking to the public when they were there because we didn't just want it to be a smoky comedy club. But it was totally, they changed that rule a few years after we opened. I mean, you could still smoke in the city of Dallas until 2011, I believe. I think it was like April of 2011 or August of 2011.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when they made in New York State like smoking and non-smoking sections of restaurants, and we got seated with like my grandparents and cousins. We got seated in non-smoking because we were with like a bunch of kids and stuff. But my grandmother smoked, and she just went over and grabbed an ashtray from the smoking session and brought it over to smoke in the non-smoking section. And the waiter was like, "You can't do that." And she goes, "Oh, is the air over here different from the air?" She was so mad. She was like, "It's like literally 2 tables away is the smoking section. This makes no sense."
It doesn't now. I mean, I worked in a restaurant in
no.
college, and we had the bar area had like 3 booths and 2 high tops, and then the bar top, and that was smoking, which is wild because it was completely connected. It was a Johnny Carino's. It was connected to
It's
everything
just
else.
like,
An open air kitchen.
it's like the
too.
air's air.
The open air kitchen too. Like that smoke's like, you know, it's making its way over a skilletini and some Italian nachos. So
So wild.
it is wild.
I'm glad smoking's gone though, because it's not good for you.
It's not good, and
It's
awful.
stinky.
It's very stinky.
And it's teeth get bad,
Everything.
lungs.
Yeah.
It's just a litter, just like butts everywhere.
Butts.
They're called butts.
Yeah. They're called.
You're putting butts in your mouth.
Okay, well, that's what she said. I don't
I
know.
did say that.
Yeah, you did. I don't know. I thought this was excellent. I was worried it was going to be too over the top because it was Ryan Murphy, but I thought it was great.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like American Horror Story season 1, you know, like it was a good show because it's a succinct story. It's a great one that everyone knows. Like, so he's produced some things where like immediately first season, everyone loves it.
Yeah. Loved
I
it.
also like his American History ones on FX.
Do you?
Ever see those? Yeah.
No.
They're kind of the same, a little over the top, but you're like, oh, wow, yeah, that did happen.
No.
You know.
I don't watch them. But just
Okay, well, you
you'll
could-
see me in on my Calvin Klein. Probably going to buy some CK1 if it's still in the market, maybe off of eBay. And yeah, I'll be channeling that.
You should. And I feel like well, this is, you know, look, I'm just wearing like a plain
Yeah.
tee, you know?
Yeah. I'm wearing
We're just wearing,
nice black.
I'm wearing plain tees.
I know, virgin
And I'm
black.
just wearing some jeans.
Yeah.
I'm ready to walk across New York City
Yeah, you are.
or bike across.
Yep. Yep.
Hey,
Hey.
thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. What are we watching next week?
That's a great question.
I think we're watching The Pit, season 2.
Next week, we will be watching The Pit season 2 because we are wrapping it up. I have been watching it this whole time.
Okay,
Secrets out. I've been watching every single week. The Pit.
I stayed up till 2 a.m. last night. I've watched 6 episodes. So,
Did you love it?
yeah, I mean, you know how obsessed I was with season 1.
I can't wait to see how it ends.
Yeah.
There's a live show, they're showing it at Alamo Drafthouse by you.
Are they really? What night?
I think Wednesday night. I think it's a night early.
Okay, I'm going to check that out.
You should. And I'll be very sad and jealous.
Actually, I might go see that.
You should.
Okay.
And I will be very sad and jealous.
Okay. Well, here we go. Okay, so I guess I'll sign us off.
All right.
Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't know what to say in that review, you can say, this is a love story about a podcast and me that I fell in love with. Just like riding a bike through Central Park. I feel like my brain is broken today.
okay.
And so
I think it's good.
appreciate the patience.
I think it's good. All right.
Thank you.
All right, we'll stop that.
Okay.